mismanaged occupation. It is part of the story. And right now, as the Afghan economy collapses and families face starvation, burying our heads in the sand is not a solution.
So, Senator, what is the solution today as so many face famine there and the Taliban has really played the tide? And what is the moral knot that is almost impossible to untangle?
Well, I appreciate your focus on this important question, all the work you've done highlighting the humanitarian emergency in Afghanistan today. I think it's important to be honest with the American people when you've got a complex foreign policy question with equities on both sides. And this one is tough in Afghanistan because, on one hand, the Taliban does own this emergency. We told them, don't take Kabul. You aren't ready to govern. There is going to be a nightmare that will occur if you knock out the government with no plan for what comes next. And the worry is by sending in a bunch of aid, you are ultimately going to reward the Taliban and incentivize other insurgency groups to ignore those warnings in other countries. On the other hand,
They were given
how can America
blankets.
let people die? The people that we have stood next to for 2 decades, the women, the children, the families that we have supported, how can we let them die in a famine? So I think you untie this knot by funneling aid directly to the organizations and charities on the ground, going around the Taliban. That is not easy. But the United States is holding about $7 billion worth of Afghan money that was frozen after the Taliban took control. And I think that we should be willing to move that money back in Afghanistan so long as we can find a way to, for instance, directly pay the salaries of healthcare workers and
all the stuff we were doing before. Go right back in and start it all back up. Gotcha. Yes, sir.